Hey, good morning. How's it going? This is Ray Martinez and Victoria Christensen all the way from Norway. This is ACTITUD y PASIÓN, and this is Ray and Victoria. How's it going, Victoria? Good morning.
Good morning. Here is good afternoon. Good
Yes.
evening. Somebody else is looking and it's night. I'm very delighted to be here. Yes. How are you
Well,
today?
it's been great. It's great seeing you on this show. It's great seeing you on our show. And I guess we got to
Thank you.
say welcome back to everybody because we haven't done a show together since way back then, and it's time to bring it
Yeah.
back. It's time to bring your great expertise, your great knowledge, and just your whole presence back to Actitud y Pasión. So welcome, Victoria, and thank you for being here. Wow. So
Thank
today
you.
we're going to have a great show. We're bringing in a friend. He came in, but I think he left. So Jeff, if you can hear me, come back in. I couldn't see his picture, so I think he's having problems loading it up. And so guys, here we are. Good morning. It's been a while since we've done well, like I said, we could speak some Spanish here, but it's probably going to be an English speaking show. We're bringing
Yes.
in a friend from New Jersey, and of course, it's going to be one of those awesome shows. So, Victoria, let's start with Victoria, as you and many of you know, she's a psychotherapist. She's like relationship experts dealing with couples therapy, and she's an international speaker and a well-known author. It's like, man, she's a well-rounded, all world, all universal woman. So
Well,
what are
thank
you
you
up to
very
these days? What are you up to
Thank
these
you
days,
very much
Victoria?
for that introduction. But I will say that thank you for inviting me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to connect with people and try to help from my humbleness and that just giving something of my knowledge. And my intention is just that people can get more where they want to because I am not
Right,
doing anything. I'm just imparting what I know, right? So
yeah,
what I am up to, well, I am working with my things, and I am continue with my studies all the time and trying to improve. Or working with clients, doing workshops, and yes, it has been a long time that we were together in Actitud y Pasión because I was quite busy and I have been doing shows with another person, and I
yeah,
continue in Spanish, but it's nice with a difference, right? So thank
right,
you for
definitely.
the opportunity.
Oh, cool. Well, good morning, Clarissa. How's it going? I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. This is Victoria Christensen. She's from Norway, and you're in for a treat. Jeff, if you can hear me, turn on your camera, please. You're backstage, but you need to turn your camera on, and there we go. Well, that's part of it. Let's see you. Let's see your bright self, and let's get this show on the road. I'll bring you in as soon as I see your picture, not your profile. But yeah, no way. No way. What or Norway? Yeah, she's from Norway. She's up there. It's kind of cold, but it's kind of beautiful. And like Victoria's told me before, it's just a matter of getting the right clothes. Doesn't matter if the temperature's below, I don't know, whatever. How cold does it get over there, Victoria?
Well, it depends. Everything is very relative and it can vary from year to year. Right now it's raining and it's cloudy, but it has been very beautiful autumn days. And today I think we are about 11 degrees.
It's cold, but you told me once it's just a matter of wearing the right clothes, and it's
Yes.
true. It's just a matter of wearing the right attitude. It's just about smiling. It's not. It's just about being in the today and being in the present. And it's so true that you have that attitude about it. And I guess people get used to it. You go to Alaska, and the Eskimos get used to doing everyday things. I heard there's a city in Alaska where everybody lives in one building and there's everything is in there because of the weather. But you get accustomed to it, and I think as humans we're able to create and we're able to adjust to whatever the environment brings to us or whatever is out there. And a lot of times people that tend to be a little bit on the happier side tend to do that a little bit better than people, or people that are positive tend to do that a little bit better. People that tend to be a little bit happier tend to do better than people that are not. What would you think about that, Tora?
Well, I would say that like everything, absolutely everything else in our life is perception, and it's where
Yes.
you focus on. I don't focus on the weather. Either I'm here or I am in Spain, in the south where
Mm.
I'm from, so it can be 40, 45 degrees. And that people tend to focus on what I'm going to do or what kind of weather. Is it raining? Like we have control about it? Get a grip and just live and forget what kind of weather is outside. It comes and goes. And variety is what gives
Yeah.
us the richdom in nature. We need all the seasons.
Yeah, we definitely do. Hector, how's it going, Hector? I'm glad you're here, Hector. Victoria's back, and hey, I hope you're doing good. Thank you for your morning messages, man. There's always so inspiring. Let me add Jeff here. Jeff is coming in, guys. Before I add Jeff, let me introduce Jeff with this short video. So here we go. We're going to a video now. Hey, how's it going? We got Jeff. How's it going, Jeff? Can you hear me? Well, he's there, but we cannot hear Jeff. Jeff, your picture's on.
He's calling me, I guess. I think he's
Oh my
calling.
goodness, you're live. So let me pull him out and never mind.
Let
Oh
me
my
wait.
goodness. Yeah. So, guys, today's topic, or one of the, let me see who's making some comments. Hey, D say yes, sir. Hector says yes, sir. Glad to tune in to their program. Always very interesting. Yes,
Explain to Jeff online what he has to do because he is looking at us. So
Jeff,
please.
you just need to turn your camera on. You are already on the set. You're live here with us, but you just need to turn your camera on. That's it. Turn your camera
So he has
on.
to go to settings and
I don't know what he's got to do.
yes, I
It's
tell you, you have to go
no,
to
no.
settings
Uh,
and then refresh.
Victoria, it depends on his device. He might have it all kinds. Try another device or try restarting your computer, Jeff. If you're working from the computer, try restarting your computer and then come right in. That's what he did. All right, good. So, yeah, because we don't know what device he's using. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go on and let me give you the topic here. We're going to talk about achieving goal, or the topic is this: achieving goals can bring you joy. However, you might feel sad. Even success might not be enough to make you happy. How can we find lasting happiness? Victoria, what do you think of this statement? What's the first thing that pops to your mind when you see? I know that a lot of us go through this. I know a lot of us, we say, I want to get this car, and then you get the car and you're not happy. I want to get this job, and then you get the job and you're not happy. I want to reach a certain a level. I want to have a certain amount of money in the bank, and then I have this certain amount of money in the bank and still not happy. I want to date this beautiful girl, and then I start dating her and I'm not happy. I want to marry this guy, and then you married this guy and you're not happy. I want to be able to have an awesome family, and then you have the awesome family and you're still not happy. I want to be, a CEO, and you're a CEO and then you're still not happy. What is it about reaching a goal that doesn't give us happiness after we reach the goal?
I guess the question I would turn it around because
Okay.
you asked me what is the first thing that popped in my head, and the first thing that popped in my head that we are looking for happiness outside us, and that is an impossible task. The happiness is an inside job work, and it's also a state of being. It's not something you find. What the problem is that we have like a veil in our ego way of seeing the things, and it's through the senses, what I can see, what I can do, what I can feel, what I can taste, what I can touch, what I can get. And that is outside us, and that is not the reality, because happiness is an emotion, is something inside us. And when we depend of something that I will get, automatically an attachment to something that we get the fear of losing it. Because everything
Yeah.
that we gain, that we attach to, then you can lose it. So then you don't
Yeah.
have happiness, you don't have peace. And
Right.
happiness
Right.
equals to peace and harmony. That's what
Right.
I
Right.
write.
Well, excellent, excellent. And let me interrupt there, and let me bring my good old friend Jeff. Here comes Jeff.
Hello.
Jeff, how's it going? You doing
Oh,
all right,
here
Jeff?
you
You're
are.
finally here. The camera turned on. And good morning to New Jersey. How's it going, Jeff?
It's not. Can you hear me?
I can hear
Yes,
you fine. You are
Oh,
excellent. You came in. You came in the correct way. You did everything great. The
I
only
did
thing
not
was
do
that your
great.
camera was
I
not
mean, I
on.
don't know if I like StreamYard at all because we got to use Zoom next time around. I don't know how to get back onto the main screen. It's not.
You are on the main screen.
No, I'm not. I don't see you guys. So I'm gonna have to go out and
No,
come
no,
back.
no, 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 no. You're where you need to be. This is it. You're
I
back. You're
don't. I
you're you're a
know. Hold
camera
on.
that's.
Hold on. Hold on. I do not see you. Okay, you
You
can
cannot
see
see me at
me.
all.
It
You know
doesn't
what?
matter. So let's
Lately,
just
I
go
heard.
on. I don't have to see you. I don't have to see you. Let's
Yeah,
just go.
yeah. We're just talking. Just pretend it's a podcast. I don't know. I've heard that before. I don't know, Victoria. Can you see me on the little
yes, I see both of you. I see both of you. Jeff, also
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're in the bottom. There's some little squares in the bottom. Okay, cool. He's working on it. I think it's a system deal. I don't know. I don't know what the deal might be. There he is. He's back. Here we go.
Can you
Here
hear?
we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, well,
Yes.
you're perfect. You're perfect. You're
All right.
perfect, Jeff.
I don't like StreamYard, but anyway.
No, me neither. I am completely agree with you. I never liked it. No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, so cool. Anyway,
But
you
I
look
see
great.
you, Ray. I see you, Jeff, all the
All
Well, now,
time.
right.
yeah, I see everybody. Let's go. Let's just go with the
Here's some
show.
of your friends that are saying hi to you. Hi, buenos dias. Desde Orlando, Florida. Have a great day. All right, Armando. Armando's a friend of Jeff's. And hey, Mr. Newman, how's it going? Armando Hahn. Hey, you see the gentleman that plays chess?
No, I didn't see him yet. Max
Uh,
Fu, F-U.
all right.
Write his
Yeah.
name
Oh,
down.
yeah. That's somebody else. You might see some comments on the site and the whole bit. I don't know. But great. So we were going. This is what we're going to talk about today. Really, Jeff. I don't. It's about when you achieve a goal, and of course, achieving goal brings you joy. However, it still keeps you on the sad side. Even success is not enough to make you happy. And the whole idea is how do we get everlasting happiness? How do we get to the reach? Yes, I hear it. How do we get to a happiness stage? Even though we're reaching success, we're achieving this, we're buying the car I wanted, we're dating the beautiful girl I wanted to date, or I have the awesome job, and still I'm not happy. What? And I'm sure in your role as you mentor and coach people, you go across this. What do you think about this?
Um, on goal setting and achieving joy. That's a great question. It's a beautiful topic. And I do apologize for the technology because I hope our viewers are still on because I really pushed it out. Uh, I love the topic of goal setting. Uh, but I believe that if who's ever listening, and maybe you too, when I go up and I say, okay, so let's talk about goal setting, the majority of the people say, oh, I know everything about goal setting. You write them down, you post them, you put them in your pocket, yada, yada, yada. And they don't like that idea. Tell me something, Jeff, that I don't know about goal setting. And I hear that question, and it dawns on me that maybe we should not set goals.
Interesting.
Because in my world, in my life, setting a goal is like the end result. I know that my life is dynamic. And if I set a goal and I reach the goal, which I don't, which I do, so I want you to put goal setting as important, but just hear what I'm saying as a concept or my hallucination as to why I believe that goal setting may be overstated.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I reach my goal, most of the time I say to myself, Jeff, is that all there is? I
Is
reach
there
the
more?
goal, I make the money, I meet the woman, I bring my kids up, they say they love me. And then it's good for maybe a half hour. And then I lose consciousness and I say, is that all there is? Which tells me, for me, expectations for a goal is good. However, keep in mind, Jeff, that there's a level higher than that. And once I reach that higher level, guess what, Jeff? There's a higher level than that. And once I reach that goal, that level, I say to myself, Jeff, there's a higher level than that. So I don't get stuck on the first goal.
Right.
Because now that limits me. That limits me to achieve, or not only achieve, I can fail on the third level. And to
Right.
me, that failure is a success because I've always learned from my failures. So yeah, goal setting is great. If I did a goal setting, I would think of something called aim for my SMART goals as opposed to
Smart
just
goals,
a
yeah.
goal, right? So I have to aim for my acceptance. Is it ideal? Is it measurable? Is it achievable? Is it reasonable? Is it time oriented? And that kind of structures me to get to the first level, our SMART goals. Does that make sense?
Sure, definitely. That's what do you think, Victoria? Give us your
I
perspective.
I completely agree with what you said, Jeff, and I liked it very much that you said higher and higher and higher and higher level, because I come from the highest level. I don't think about goals. I just flow with the being. When I get in contact with my essence, who I really am, then I am connected with the whole thing, and then automatically I it's like my path opens in front of me, and then I have the right work, I have the right attitude, I have the right energy and vibration, so I attract everything because I am myself and I am my destiny. And goals and success and like you said very well, writing down all that is coming from the backstage. That's not the way to achieve real what can I say? Um, uh, Awareness or peaceful way of existing, and that is how what has to be first in place. I think it has first of all contact with your being. I am, and that's why I know what I want to do. And then it's not an effort, it's not a commitment, it's not a discipline, it's a flow of living that comes naturally for me.
Right. That's a good, I like what you said. I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to feed off what, I'm going to feed off what Victoria said.
Yeah.
And I want everyone to think back as to what I just said in my levels up, 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 and no expectations, don't set goals. I'm just like blowing it out of the water now.
Yeah.
You know what everybody learned, set
You
goals,
just
set goals. And I'm telling you, don't set goals. Just reach for the
do it.
goal and then move up higher. But my goals, what really inspires me, is something called my wheel of life. And where
Okay.
my goals fit into that wheel, I have to think as to where I'm setting my goals, or is it just business? If I limit myself to one piece of the pie and it's just business goals, I kind of lose sight and the excitement of goals in my wheel. In my wheel, and if someone's going to think goals, think of the whole gamut. I know it's complicated, maybe, but it may inspire and build a momentum to get to that business goal, if that makes any sense. Look at the whole picture, the macro, not the micro. And in my wheel, and this may make it more clear, in my wheel of goals, I have personal development. Where is my goal from 1 to 10 for that? Then I would maybe go into spirituality, 1 to 10. Where do I fit there? Fun and enjoyment, intimate social relationships, personal finances, career and professionalism, maybe. How about family and parenting? Now, if I take that wheel of all those titles, and let's say I want to focus on business, I just set myself up for success in the sense that, Jeff, if I'm going to think a business goal, don't leave all the other goals not part of that mindset to get to that business goal. Because, for instance, family and parenting is very important to me. If I know that I'm from 1 to 10, I'm like at a 7 in family and parenting, I feel good. The fulfillment, knowing that psychologically will build me for the goals that I bring to the business world. So by thinking about my whole wheel while I do the goals for business, it's like a support, it's like an anchor, a support to make me realize that my goals in all the areas of my life are really cool. I may lack in one area, but all my goals are a product. It's like a piece of a puzzle. You know, I am one piece of that puzzle. There's a whole puzzle I got to fit together to get that piece. And
Right.
so that's how I look at goals or goal setting or no goals, because it's just a nomenclature. To me, it's just a word to describe something maybe different and exciting to get to that area of focus.
Yeah, definitely. And it's so true. It's a tool. It's a tool. This what's it called? The wheel of life. Definitely it works. You definitely put in the your career or finances, personal growth, your health, your relationships, fun and recreations are very important. The environment that you're in, your spirituality and all of that. And so that completes the cycle, that completes the goal, all those sparks that go into towards the center being and yeah, that wheel's gonna roll. You're gonna be happy. It's not gonna be a flat tire. And when
Yeah,
everything's balanced, you're gonna have a great performance.
absolutely.
You like motorcycles, and it'd be sad, get up in the morning and your motorcycle has a flat tire, or because it needed air, it maybe fell down and broke, uh something, and it's like, and so you want to make sure everything's balanced. You want to make sure that the wheel is properly inflated, and so life needs to have needs to be properly inflated so that it rolls smoothly.
That's funny
Every
you could
day.
say that. First, I am a biker. I've rode for 12 years. But secondly, why go to that story? It just happened this morning with this machine,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
The
yeah,
upset. I mean, oh my gosh, how did I accomplish that goal after I turned it on and off a lot? I started thinking about how much fun I'm having doing this.
right.
So I have to enjoy the process of upset and failure being the coming onto the show, but I brought fun into it. Just like when I do business and I coach and I whatever it is what I do, I always have fun doing it, even with
Mm,
all the frustrations. When I had Nuco Data, my first company, it was it was it was exciting, but it was challenging. And so I took the challenge as something to really take on as a positive, because what I did for that, I went back to when I was 10 years old, and I had challenges at 10 years old.
wow.
And I said to myself, how did I handle, the challenges of washing the dishes? I mean, at 10, you're not doing business.
Yeah,
So
right. Obviously,
my point is,
but you're
with
learning.
this conversation, I don't leave myself behind. I take myself along with me, even from the age of 4. I am a 4-year old right now inside of me, because that's what developed me to reach my goal to even get on this show. If I didn't have the excitement at 4, guess what? I would not be here.
Right,
So this is a good goal that I reached. I met
right.
Victoria, and how did that happen? There was a goal there to
Yeah,
reach other people, right? So that's my mindset. Whether it works for anybody else, that's okay. Whether it doesn't, that's okay. I need to only speak I language for
right,
me, for me,
right. Yeah,
because I can't carry anybody else's monkey. I can't. I could only feed knowledge, which gives everybody potential. We spoke
uh-huh.
about this last time.
Yeah, yeah,
Take
yeah.
action to get that result. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's right. Victoria, what's your well, I know you're there over here trying to like, hey, let me in. I want to say something.
No, that's not true.
No, it's not true. Okay,
No,
she's
no,
correct.
I'm listening. What is your question?
Well, obviously, yeah.
And that's
You're
the
always in.
goal.
Victoria's the type of person that always listens and always has the right answer at the right time, and it's you got to listen to when Victoria speaks, and so yeah.
What's your question, Ray?
Oh,
I didn't get it.
we're
And
just chit
listening is a
chatting
Okay,
goal.
here.
wait, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Jeff, now's my time.
What's that?
Well, I would say that I got lost in so many analyses because I come from me. I also talk, of course, everything that we say is subjective and it's our perception and it's our experiences and our values and all that. And everything has a very enrichment in our lives if we listen, right? So it was very nice, and I remember that was that the wheel of values and all wheel of parts of our life. That's what we study when we study the coaching, how to
Right.
coach
Hmm.
completely somebody that is in certain level to make like I say compartments so they know goals. But I want to take it from another part of you. I want to take it
Hmm.
in the highest level, right? Because you two have
Yeah.
put it beautiful in the other levels. So let me maybe come from another point of view, not better, not worse, but just another one. And it's that I feel like if I am flowing with the trust and the certainty that I am part of the whole and that everything
Hmm.
is perfect in the universe, then my perception, my way of approaching everything else in my life, we will be from the higher self, and everything else that comes, it will be automatically taken care of because my perception is not that it's up to me, but I am
Mm.
part of. And myself, self with a big S, will enlighten other parts of me. And that is coming from the duality of the ego mind or the intuition, the contact with the higher value in us. So I know that when I wake up in the morning, whatever happens, when I have that attitude, when I have the inside me, the gratitude, the trust, and the beautiful joy of being alive, everything else will come. And if this day suddenly I go out and my car doesn't work, I say, okay, it must be a reason. Let's see, what can I do, or what does it mean, right? So I turn to take joy in everything else, and then I get the motivation, the imagination, the input, and the strength to go through everything else. And I have very clear what makes me joyful, what makes me happy, what kind of work I want to do, what I don't want to. And then I turn to be congruent, because I have this feeling inside me which people I get into, how I want to treat my family, what kind of, let's say, conduct I want to put in my profession, what kind of resource I want to, without being attached to that, because I let other people be. So that's why I wanted to make another kind of approach, another kind of be, without saying that it's not, of course, we had to have all these other perspectives that Jeff so beautifully put and that you are repeating. And that is more in the doing and in the practical every day. But for me, it's like it comes naturally when we are in contact with our higher self, with I am being all light and purpose, full of joy and commitment inside me.
I really, I
Go
really,
ahead, Jeff.
I really appreciate what Victoria just had said, and she brings in another one of our basic human needs, one of our 6 human needs, which is spirituality. We all need it,
Yeah.
believe it or not. I can explain it maybe on another show, but she brings in spirituality, and she brings in what I heard is duality. She used that word because, like her, I know that there's duality in everything: hot, cold, dark, light, happy, sad, and one side of my duality is judging things in a positive or negative way. But I have to back up on what I just said, because my level of true awareness in spirituality or anything else in my life, even goal setting, because I want to go back to the topic at hand, is directly related for me to the lack of judging. So when I judge anything like another person, I'm actually judging, and here's the spirituality, I'm actually judging God. And what that means to me is, you know, is my personal values uh, when it comes to being the best that I can. I don't know if I'm making a whole lot of sense, but judging or having agendas with what I'm doing or people I'm speaking with or even the goals I want to set, I put myself at the disadvantage of not hitting a foundation principle that I'm really true believe, and that is love. And if I know that I just love, all that in this conversation, all that's happening to me is a sense of spirituality, but there's no story behind it. It's just love. Similar to what John Lennon said, all you need is
All
love.
we need is love, yes.
So I go back to that, and I'm a true believer that everything in my life has to start from that. just has to start from love. Whether it's a disaster, let's say it's the Middle East and I'm looking, it's terrible, or in Ukraine. I don't want to bring up politics, or in this country. I just sit back and I said, I love where I am. I just love what's going on. I just love. Now, people look at me and they think I'm like crazy, which I tell them I'm really not crazy. My reality is just different than yours. That's all it is, So I could have a different reality, but that is it's an I language. It's not anybody else's. So when Victoria talks about spirituality, I really appreciate that. I could relate to it. I can relate to the warmth and the empathy, knowing that she's probably talking about her coaching, subconsciously, and where she is in her life. But how she expresses it, what I heard, is love. It's so simple for me to just take that and apply it anywhere I can apply it, and things will either work out or they won't work out. And it's love. It's just love that did not make it work out, you know. And I just like celebrate it, because at least I'm an open thinker. It's
Right.
not one way. So that's what I have to
Well,
say.
well, cool. And yeah, I agree with you. All we need is love, and nobody put it better than, I mean, Jesus said it, excuse me. John Lennon said it. Many people would say, Victoria's saying it, all we need is love. And when we go into any area of our lives with love, we're going to achieve a certain level of happiness. Victoria, you have something in mind. Tell us.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if because of my English or whatever, but I get a little bit confusing if he's answering or whatever. But I will say that if we need love. We are love. We don't need love.
Yes.
Love, and I want to answer first, if it's possible, go a little bit backwards. And yes, I'm talking about dualities. And for me, duality is not polarity. Polarity is how the universe is created. Everything is in
Mm,
polarity: suffering, joy, light, night, morning, whatever. Everything
right.
is in polarity: life, death. Um, but duality is only from the mind, and only uh, attached to our ego way of thinking. We divide
Hmm.
either either of, I repeat. And life, I mean, existence, not life. In life, it can be duality, either of. But what I meant to say with the spirituality was that everything is polarity. So we have shadow and light, and then we can, both of them are in support to our life. That was one thing I wanted to say. I wrote it down. The other one is where you are talking about love. Love is the only thing that doesn't have a polarity, because everything we do, maybe directly incorrect, but we do it because we think that we will get something out of it. And that is what it comes,
Mm,
the duality of the ego that wants to have the control, the achievements and all that. And that's where we get lost, because we forget that what we are doing it for something, and that can be this crooked kind of love. But love has one quality that is very important to have, and is the will. Love without will, it can be just like meringues, it's like children. Oh, I love you, but they don't know what that means, right? And will without love is just it's just like a bulldozer, and Hitler was just will. So, but okay, let's still do that. Then let's
that's
stop it
another
now. And,
story.
yeah, and I want to continue answering the ideas that Jeff is coming down with, and that is what it occurred to me where I was listening, is that we are not that we need spirituality, and that we have to simple spirituality. We are a compendium of physical, mental, and spiritual. And in those days, or probably the humanity always had done it, is that we split in the duality. Again, I use that way. We tend to take care of our body. We all want to look good and eat and all that we know we had to sleep, we had to take care of. But it's like going to a pharmacy and knowing that we have all the remedies there, but we don't take them. So that doesn't help. And the mental is very much focus on all this that we are talking about, goals and achievements and all this coaching wheel and all that. But we have to remember that we as a spiritual being having a human experience. We are a spiritual being having a human experience. So if we remember that the only thing that is parent that always exists is our spirit, our energy, infinitive energy. While we are living, that is in a way, what is it, divided also with the physical and the mental. So we have to find the balance. And I guess that's what we are trying to think, right? When do I use logical mind? When do I listen to my intuition? When do I have congruence between the heart and the mind? And that is very important. We have to have congruence to have a proper existence in joy and happiness. And then the goals will appear to us.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to answer, and I will finish now, is the values. Values it's two different things of looking at it. When we are born, we come with a soul already that has memory, has some kind of qualities and values. I can never do this and with the technology and all these things, right? But I have other things to approach. And in that way, we get very humble because we understand that everybody has a value. Everybody has something to apport and that we all need each other. So that's why I don't care what kind of qualities I have, because I have some, but I know that the other one also has it. So then the judgment that Jeff talked about, I don't judge. Who am I to judge? I mean, everybody has the shadow and the light, and that is a polarity, right? So that's what I wanted to answer. I don't know if I answered.
No, and it's good, and I think, and then I know with my students, which I always say, judge the move, not the player, and the thing is, you say, okay, he makes a bad move, then you take action according to the movement, right? Now, the love without will, I mean, this refers to the love with lack of intention, commitment, and effort. And in relationships, most of us people here are interested in relationships, and I know, Victoria, you deal with relationship, the whole idea of creating great relationships. In relationships, love without will often leads to unmet expectations, frustrations, and even the headaches, because despite the feeling there isn't enough determination to build something meaningful and lasting. Love with pair, right? And so it's very important to have the love with will and not love without will.
Yeah, I like that. Go ahead, Victoria.
No, please, you want to go first?
Ladies first.
What I am thinking is that everything starts from us. Yes. And we tend to project to the other and what is happening outside me. So I liked also very much what Jeff mentioned, that everything that happened is for I am putting with me, and I am taking with me the 4-year-old, and everything that is happening is teaching me and all that. That is absolutely true. And I would add on top of that please remember that it's not only is happening for a reason or to learn something. You are attracting that with the energy and the vibration and the knowledge you have for yourself. So we think that we fall in love with somebody special because now we attract people. Relationships is
Mm-hmm.
part of our soul's journey, and we are always in relationship. Either we live alone or wherever, we are always in relationship. And actually, in neurology, is now and in quantum physics, they can see that when you go around in the street, and just if you got closer to somebody,
Yes.
the hearts start to
Mhm.
beat in the same rhythm. So
Yeah.
much we are always in the energetic field together, right? So when we attracted, see the romantic relationship, and it gets sour, is because we come from the need. What can I get? Again, the duality of
Mm.
the ego. The ego I,
The I.
the way that we see me and my circumstances, and me are at the center of the world, right? I want this, I want that person, he or she will make me happy. And we don't know our own limitation. We don't know who we are. We don't have to be perfect, but we have to be perfectly clear of what is it that I am vibrating in. What are my bounds? What are my intentions? And that's why I think that everything that we are learning about meditations and coaching and all this, that these days we are bombarded in the society that we are living, that is very materialistic, is this very important to remember that we need help. And that's why we need also psychologists and people that come, not that they are perfect, but maybe they have been already graduated in high school and you are still in the first grade, right? Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
please, the best thing to have relationships, harmonious relationships, and be very clear that it is absolutely possible, because we don't have to be perfect, but we have to be perfectly vulnerable and ready to share from the pain side also as well, to get to
Mm.
know each other and to be all these qualities and all the values, all this. For love has, I always say that love is like a umbrella, and it's like small drops of the rain is going down, and all those I call them transpersonal qualities. Transpersonal qualities are understanding, is compassion, is patience, is empathy, is forgiveness, is, and so on and so on and so on. And that we have to do it first for ourselves, accept our good and our bad sides, okay, and then share it without expectations, without attaching to the, I tell you this, and if you can understand it, wonderful. But if you don't understand it, it's okay. It's my responsibility, because it's my path to awareness inside me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that part. It says the pain side of you, and that's really cool because it refers to a part of me. It refers to a part of you that carries that emotion and wound, those past traumas, those disappointments, those struggles that you go through life. It's an aspect of your inner self that has experienced loss, the
And
heartbreaks, the rejection, the failure, the moments that leave that deep, and it's so true, because if we don't heal that, we won't get to the point of where we want to be, which is love. Yes,
But
Victoria.
can I just say one thing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm not going to talk so much. But it's very true what you are saying. And not bad, but and we cannot do it alone. Please, everybody,
Ooh,
listen,
very
remember
true.
that we are hurt in relationships. When we are born, we are like an arc that is completely blank, and
Mm-hmm.
we write in it and we create our personality. And I hear all the time, yeah, but that's who I am. No, that's not
Right.
who you are. That is the strategy that you have created to survive, right? So you
Mm.
have to reconnect back to your real self. So we cannot do it alone. We have to be in a relationship to completely heal these bounds.
True.
So why don't we do it? Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody has to have wonderful goals and feel successful and good and all that. Why don't we do it? Well, because we have created a veil and we are afraid of being rejected, of being abandoned, of being humiliated, of being treasured, of all these things that they are limiting beliefs that we have from our childhood, of our past lives, even though. So
Mhm.
to be, like you said, to be vulnerable and to share with
Yeah.
our bounds, that's not so easy. You have to learn to ask yourself the right questions every day. What is it that I am really feeling? Not thinking it, but feeling it. What is it?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? Why is this hurting me? And so on and so on.
And so when we embrace the pain side and with openness, it allows you to move forward and connect with joy and create spaces of love. And so you're so right. We have to deal with the past. We have to heal those wounds. We have to heal the inner child. And that's so very important. Jeff, what's on your mind?
Oh my gosh.
Good morning, Kim.
Between the last 5 or 7 minutes, I'm agreeing to disagree, and I
And agree
agree
to agree.
and I agree to agree. I'll just
Divided by pi and
no,
squared.
I'll just hit what Ray just said about pain. Most most people in my experiences will avoid the pains to
Yeah,
gain
no pain, no gain.
to gain their pleasures because it's too painful to do the steps to get the pleasure. So
Yes.
I'm gonna circle back to the goals, which is the topic of
Well,
this.
actually, the topic was you reach your goal, and then why am I still sad? Why
Right.
can't I reach the level of happiness?
Well, again, that is what I'm calling polarity because it's sad and it's happy. And I just want to really quick say what Victoria said about duality coming from the brain. Beautiful. All right. We spoke about this at the last
At
show,
our last meeting.
at the last meeting, that I don't use my brain other than
Well,
using it analytically for math, let's say, as an experience, where I develop for uncertainty, certainty, spirituality, growth, contribution, which is the 6 human needs, is from my
right.
heart and my gut, because my heart talks differently and in life than my brain does. My brain doesn't know what's vividly real and not. I tell my brain what I want to tell it, and my brain controls that thinking. You see, I control my brain; it doesn't control me. My heart comes from my heart. Oh my gosh, and that's different. So going back to the goals, I think of this. Helen Keller, I mean, I'm going to look at success. Helen
Yeah.
Keller actually said, life is an adventure or it's
Mm,
nothing, or it's
right.
nothing. And what I think she meant by that there's a process in life when it comes to goals that I need to enjoy from experiences or from success. And I'm gonna quote again another person who's one of my mentors to relate to what I'm just saying is Tony Robbins. And he says, now I'm going to talk from success as far as goals and also in love, that success, and you may agree, may disagree, is the result of good judgment, which we were talking about like 7 minutes ago. So success is the result of good judgment. But then he goes and says that good judgment is the result of the experiences that I've already came across. So success is the result of good judgment. Good judgment is the result of my experiences. But he takes it one step further, like another level. And he says, my experience is often the result of bad judgment. Right?
Hmm.
So success is the result of good judgment, and which is the result of my experiences, but my experiences often is the result of bad judgment, which goes back to, am I growing or am I dying? Right? And so we either grow or we die. And growing from love brings the other wheels of our life to get result as in business as the result we want, which goes up to another level, another level, another level. So it's a full circle of maybe our judgments, which is we're judging what I said before, God, right? And that's the spirituality part. But it comes from the experiences we have. But the experience that we have in success is coming from bad judgment. And to make it even more simplistic, I actually became a golden child, if you would, and that's the ego, through my bad judgments, through my failures. And that's why I bring to myself more failures. I'd rather fail than succeed. And I know that sounds pretty dynamic or outrageous, but for me, my failures have gotten me to be the successful setter that I am or that I'm not. And it comes from a different way of thinking. If people are just a little open to look at the negative side of their positive life and really appreciate the negativities, appreciate everything that does not work, appreciate like jealousy or comparison, and really appreciate it. That's what I do because that's
Mhm.
what I bring to the table when I go out and public speak on mental health, addiction, suicide, and the advocacy and the awareness and the lived experiences. Because I'm going to just be very vulnerable now. 17 years ago, I was diagnosed as a person bipolar. All right. And what I've learned from that, and people, if the viewers are on, they're probably saying, oh my gosh, how vulnerable. I thought he was a golden child, but now he's telling me that he was diagnosed. But if you look at that from the viewer's point, that is awareness. That's awareness saying they may be saying to themselves, wow, Jeff just opened up. He came out of the closet with something like that because of the stigmas of
Well,
illness. How brave, how courageous. I'm going to, they may change their thinking now of what they originally thought on mental illness. If Jeff could be out there vulnerable, right? I always thought that people with these illnesses like OCD, mental anxiety,
HDHD, dyslexia. Yeah.
there's something wrong with me. you
Oh,
know,
we're okay.
I need to be fixed. And I stated that, and you heard this. I don't need to be fixed because I'm not broken. All right. Now, if you put that into goal setting, if you don't reach your goals, I don't say get rid of that goal. I just say tweak it because that goal is your foundation. All right. That's your foundation to grow. If you want to grow, if you don't grow, guess what? You're going to die. And I just said that. So it's a full circle. It's a full in my world. And I really appreciate what Victoria said, and also you, Ray, because you make sense. Because I come from that birth. I morph I morph into the way I think through what you guys are saying, and I appreciate that. So you can take it from there.
Well, failure, like you said, you rather see failure, and it's so true because failure leads to success. So many of our world champions, whatever, are people that have been successful. I always talk about Abraham Lincoln. Ran for office, ran for office, ran for office, ran for office, lost, and he finally became the president of the United States. Michael Jordan wasn't even accepted into his high school team. His coach told him, "You'll never become a great basketball player," and he became the world's best basketball player in the world. Many, many, many huge people have started and they were belittled. They were told that they couldn't do it. Tú no puedes. They were told, hey, you're no good at this, and yet became leaders in that chosen field. So yeah, failure leads to correcting the mistakes. Failure leads to say, how can I change the path that I took so that I can go in the direction of success? How can I change the path that I'm doing so I can get to happiness? How can I change the path so that I can become who I am? And it's true. I do agree with you. The other thing here that that I was talking about is that Robbins, said it's in the moments of decision that your destiny is shaped, and that is true, because good judgment, it gives you clarity of purpose, a deep understanding of the values, and the courage it takes to, make the decisions and even face uncertainty. And it's so true. But I think it all comes again from, as we grow, our self-esteem, and where that takes us and where we're at with our self-esteem, so that we can choose the path that we're going to take. Not everybody has a great self-esteem. Not everybody is joyful. Not everybody is happy. Not everybody is ready to take the challenges on of failure and switching them and turning them on to success. Not everybody is, always say, happy, and so it takes courage, and it takes a lot of hard work to go from point A to point B. And that's where experts like Victoria, like yourself, you work with a bunch of people, and you get these people to change their hearts, change their minds, get to another level where they're going to be happy, get to another level where they're going to be successful, get to another level where they see themselves with walking through the path of success, or walking through a new destiny that otherwise they would have never reached before. And so I think I said a lot. Victoria, I know you're ready to jump in, Victoria.
Okay, well, I will answer. I have forgotten half of what you were talking about, both of you. But I will come with, it's true that experiences, in a way, is making the card, the map of our life. But experiences, everybody has experiences. As we go, we are experiencing, because what is experience is something that we are spirit in it backwards, right? But I would like to make a difference between experiences that they are absorbed, and experiences that just goes by. That's one thing. So when we absorb the experiences in a good way, we process it, then that comes lessons well learned. Okay, that's one thing. The other one that I was thinking is that I have forgotten. I got a blank card right now. Yeah, Helen Keller said that, but also our good Einstein said that it's only two ways to see the life. Either everything is a miracle, or nothing is a miracle. You mentioned Abraham Lincoln and, I don't remember Jordan, but what about Steve Jobs, or wherever person is successful in something, they don't create anything. They just believe in something because they have a vision. And then everything takes a lot of, not effort, or work hard. I don't agree with that. It takes, in a way, kind to yourself, a kindness to yourself, I would say. I come from the love which you are talking, right? Not will talking. I am the feminine energy here, right? So the loving will that, wow, this is what I want to, this is what makes me happy. That's what I said in the beginning. And happiness is something that we get or achieve. Happiness has to be the start point. I am happy. I am joyful. I know that to do this right now makes me feel good. Otherwise, it's something I have to prepare. It's something I have to remember. It's something that maybe if it goes well, then I will feel good. If it goes wrong, or I think that I have said something stupid, then I will feel terrible. What people will think about me? No, you have to come from the joyful part, because you are happy with yourself and you believe in the good of the whole. the way you do it will be the best way. Other, maybe it's a failure. Okay, it's not a failure. It's a lesson well learned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. um, that is one thing. And the other one that you were talking about, hard work. What is it, hard work? Everything that you do because it makes you feel good is not hard work. And you have to repeat I mean, I have been doing this. I started to study in I don't even remember, 2004. And it has been a long way. And but in the beginning it was terrible. I was afraid, I was nervous, I couldn't put the boundaries to my clients, many didn't pay me because my self-esteem was very low. And you mentioned that's where I'm going to. How do we believe in ourselves? How do we do that? Well, again, I say duality, not the polarity, that you just see some places like either or, not that it's a compounding at shadow and light. The more that you don't like yourself, then the more that it's a potentiality in the other polarity. No,
Right.
doesn't exist shadow without light. The higher the light, the longer the shadow. That's the point. So you
Mm.
have to, not have to, but the love inside you is something aiming in every in single person in the world, wherever it is, no matter what they are going through, that is aiming
Mm-hmm.
for something else. It's like a nagging. What, is it all? Is that all? Is it the only thing that exists? Because we are spirit living in the body. So that is
Yeah.
pushing to higher levels all the time. The problem is that we had not learned to remember, and we have to remember who we are. And who we are is a light and force of love and will. So when that is maybe very difficult or is very constructive, but think
Mm-hmm.
about when somebody, let's put it very easy, when somebody tell you, oh, yesterday happened something to me. I was going on the street in the morning, and then it was four couples. It was raining, but they were under what is it called?
Canopy.
Yeah, and they were drinking and drinking coffee. And then I always go and smile around, and then they were Americans, but I didn't know that. And then one woman said, "Oh, so beautiful coat that you had." And I said, "Well,
Mm.
thank you so much. Enjoy your study." And they just smiled to me and said, "You are so beautiful." How do you feel when somebody is kind with you, with the words or with a,
Compliments. Yeah.
so that is love, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows what is, how does it feel. So
Mm-hmm.
do it for yourself. And what can be the motivation? How do I start to have self-esteem, to start to have the hard work and all that
Yeah.
you two are talking about?
Yeah.
Well, when do you feel better with yourself? When do
True.
you feel better with yourself? And start to talk maybe to yourself in a kind way. Say, well, I feel miserable. I am completely depressed. And going back to what Jeff said, that he was diagnosed bipolar. I don't care. I don't see the diagnosis. That is just a construction of the mind. You have here and now a way of being, and that also can be changed. And
Yeah.
it's all circumstantial. I don't care what people tell me or what race they have or what their
Right.
beliefs are or what the conditionings are. We are all human beings trying to be better.
Mm. Yeah, and that's so true. And Jeff, man, you know what? We're running about an hour here, and I mean the conversation's been great, and I think it's a build for more shows to come and more conversations here with Jeff from New Jersey and Victoria from Norway. But Jeff, why don't you let's end the show here in a little bit? But
Okay,
give
I got
us
it.
your final words, Jeff.
Yeah, I
What's
apologize for having to go to another.
Oh, no,
Uh,
no, no, it makes sense. I mean,
okay, but
we have agendas
I
and all.
want everybody to write this down. If anybody's viewing this, because Ray had spoken about success, and I'm going to repeat, and I want everybody to write this down, maybe as a goal, put it in your, go back to the original, put it, write it down, put it in your pocket, put it on the refrigerator. And I'm just going to say about success again. Success is the result of good judgment, all right, which is the result of your experiences, but your experiences is the result of bad judgment, which is what Ray was saying. So that's my first. But I think it's very important because I heard this again from Tony Robbins years ago when I did his Firewalk weekend, which
Yeah.
is UPW. I encourage everyone to do it because they're still doing it. It's the UPW Unleash the Power Within seminar. It's, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
But anyways, to end what I need to say, relating it back, circling back to the goals, because I thought that was a great topic, is happy, right? When you reach your goals, are you happy? Now,
Mm-hmm.
for me, happy is only a state of mind. I
Mm.
don't know whether I want to be happy or I want to be more fulfilled in my doings. You see, fulfillment comes for me, comes from within. It's an emotional feeling as far as being happy. And the best example I can give you is I'm going to use you guys as my example. I could say to you, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say to me, and we're talking about, look, Jeff, I love you too. And let's say you said that to me. Now, this is where I use my brain.
What you talking
I
about?
decide because it's in the moments of my decisions that my
Yeah.
destiny is shaped.
Yeah.
I decide when I hear you tell me you love me, I decide
Accept.
whether I feel good. Notice the word I feel good about that love that's coming my way. I could either say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so in love with these guys," or I can say, "I just don't feel it." I may show the actions
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
smile and feeling good, and you may think that I am happy, but I am not happy. Maybe not because of what you said to me, but because of the other external bullshit that's going on in my life, which
Right.
you
Right.
guys have not, you don't know about. You see,
Right.
you know,
The
my
things in your closet that
what
kind
I'm
of deal.
going, everybody's going through something that nobody knows anything
Yeah.
about,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so that is where I bring it back to goals, because if we reached a goal, am I going to be happy or am I going to be fulfilled? For one, I could be happy, but I'm only happy because whatever reason. I'd rather be fulfilled when I reach that goal, because to me that's more emotional. It's more it's a sense of long term as opposed to short term. Because I could be happy when I did it. An hour down the road, I'm not happy with it anymore
Right. Right.
because I thought something would come out of it. Nothing came out of it. So now I'm not happy. But if I'm fulfilled, I don't care whether in an hour something did or did not happen, but I'm fulfilled that I accomplished something and I celebrate it and I stay fulfilled even with maybe not getting the results I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's powerful for me. And the last thing I want to say is I work my way, my life in many ways, but typically with two words, and I decide, am I going to do this because I'm desperate, or am I going to do this because I'm inspired? Now, that's what I think in generalization, most people do things in desperation or inspiration.
Right.
But they do something, they act. But they can act from because they're desperate, or they can act because they are
You're inspired.
inspired. And it can take you either way. It can take you either way, but that's
Right.
your decision, because your decisions will shape your destiny. And
Right.
it's a full circle. It's a
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so
Can I
that being said for me,
Right.
um, if anybody wants to talk to me about it, they can. You can go, you can email me at Jeff at Rome.
Actually, Jeff, if you could just make a comment on where it says comment, make a comment there, and your name will appear, and then people will be able to just click on that link and go directly to your Facebook profile.
Well, it could be
Or
my email or
well, okay. then they
Well,
gotta copy it, or just put it in there. Just put it in there on the
no,
comments.
Well, he's writing. While you are writing that, I would like to say that
Yes.
about fulfillment of happiness is something very important. Is to
Yes.
detach of the result. Do
Yes.
things
Yes.
because it makes you feel
Whether
whatever
you're
you want.
successful or not, you're still gonna be
Otherwise,
happy.
you are happy or fulfillment or a peace or harmony or whatever it resonates with you, but do it without attached to it. Detach from the result, because the process of living has to be just because you like to what you are doing. It gives you something. And I will say that it's not only two ways of doing things. There are people that I call them like feathers. They are just going with the flow. And because everybody's saying that, everybody's feeling that, okay, I go with the flow. Other people that they have more analysis, and they put goals and they want to do this, and then they think that that will give them the fulfillment or the idea of some kind of rewarding. And there are people they come with a much deeper curiosity about who I really am and what is really the meaning and what do I want to end my life with. What is it that I want to create with the time that I have?
Yeah, that's so true. Let me see. I'm trying to put here. I was hoping you would have put them on the comment, but you put them on the chat, and
oh,
so I'm going.
oh,
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I,
I'm going to
that's
do it here
because
for you.
I don't
And so,
understand it.
well, no, it's just that you just make a regular comment, and so,
Can I
uh,
cut and paste?
yeah. Well, no, I'm doing that for you, Jeff. Already. Don't worry about it. And so here we go. Where am I putting this? I'm putting this on the banner so people, I guess, can read it.
Oh, I just
And so
can you
the
still
reading, it's because the reading part, I can put it in here and people will be able to see it. There it is. And there it is. If you want to get contacted, there's his email, there's his website, and there's his phone number. This is Jeff again. If you want to get a hold of him, everybody is able to see this stuff on the screen and the whole bit. But if you can make a comment directly from your Facebook to the show, it'll appear there forever.
I want to
and
say thank you to
it'll
everybody.
appear there, but they have to see this particular. They have to get as far as this part on the show to be able to see it. All right. Anyway, well, great, Jeff. Thank you for being here, man. You are awesome, man. We definitely need to get together and do some more stuff. Jeff, as a matter of fact, I mean, I don't know if you missed the video that I did of you, but Jeff is part of Rome training. And I like this in particular. No one gets to the top alone, not companies, not individuals. I like that statement there. Jeff is the type of person who smiles as he works. Why? Because he sees himself on the cutting edge as the most exciting time in human history. And that is a powerful statement. And we need to talk about that statement next time we get together, Jeff. You are totally awesome. Thank you for being here, man.
You.
I wish you a great week of success and all the best, and hope you can get to your level of happiness in the future where you're at now and even more.
Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so if nobody today has told you, the world, that they love you, I do, and I always will. So I got to go. Thank you.
Big hugs to you, big guy. Have a good one, and enjoy your riding around in your motorcycle.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right, so great, Victoria. Here we are. We're finishing up the show. So give me some summary of what went on in the whole thing. What impacted you the most, or what would be one thing you would want to leave the audience with?
Well, I will say that the statement that Jeff wrote that you show here in the banner is exactly what I said for some back in the show, that
Right.
everybody needs somebody, and we're healed in relationships. And the first relationship is with ourselves, but you cannot. If you are in the shadow and nobody shows you how to get out of there, it's very difficult to do it. So nowadays, it's a lot of things on the news, and it's a lot for YouTube, it's a lot of therapies, it's a lot of stuff. So please get help, because it's very important. Nobody can do it alone. Nobody. We all need each other, right? That's one thing. The other thing is that there's several levels of living, and we are a compendium of physical, mental, and spiritual. But at the end, this is finishing, guys. This day is gone, and for you it's starting, but it's not coming back. So make plans and invest not only on the material world, that is in society, in your goals and what you want to do, what you want to study, because that doesn't define you. Make longer plans of what is it that really will make a difference for me in my life. And that coming back, like Chef all the time said, you get everything and still you are not happy, you are don't feel fulfilled. Why is that? Because we forget the dimension that is real, and it's the dimension that is eternal, and it is our soul. Higher soul. Yes.
And I totally agree with you. And I've learned to understand that in the last year or so, that we can achieve this, we can grab this, we can buy this, we can have this, but our level of happiness, our level of self-worth, our level of peace is either below par or increasing. And I think as we are increasing in those levels, I think the energy around us, everything around us tends to come in tune, and we then achieve all those things we want and that we can manifest into our lives. Because
many of us. Many of us are doing that, but not everybody. And the thing is that what you're focusing on is what it will grow, right? So detach from what you want and start to think, who am I? Right? And that the fear of going or be vulnerable or to being honest, you mentioned the relationships, and relationships is everything. Relationship is when you go out to buy something on the supermarket, and the news
people
and
on
everything.
The street,
So be very careful. What do you let come into your life? Be congruent with your goals from that part of you, right? But the fear comes because we are still caught up on the idea we have of ourselves from the level of this existence, right? From the ego center at me. We identify with me, and that is not me. We are the whole, right? So when we put our existence and our focus in a whole, then all these values that you are talking about, all this peace and harmony and all that, then it comes from itself, because that's what we are at the core of our existence.
Awesome as always. Well, great, Victoria. Thank you for joining me today. We definitely need to do another show, and I think we're going to continue this at least once a month or maybe twice a month.
I would like also to say that I am on Facebook, so people can contact me if they want to comment it or they want something else from me. I am available, because that is my passion, to really get everybody to the higher level that they want to get as I can, right? So if I can help you in any way, please contact me.
Yeah, just write down Victoria Christensen. I put it on the screen here, and you will see it on the comments as well. Victoria will probably make a comment on the show, and then you can actually hit on the link that as we write down stuff like from Facebook or YouTube, the link automatically appears there, and all you got to do is click on it, and it takes you there, and you can leave Victoria a message and all that. I completely give you a recommendation to do so. If you need somebody to talk to, man, talk to Victoria. She will get you to the next level. She will help you achieve what you want or what you need, or help you see where you're at to take you to a level of peace, a level of love, a level of understanding of what you really want to become.
Accept yourself, because we have to start to love ourselves to change the world. Yes.
Exactly. Good. Well, with that, guys, we will leave you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. And hasta next time we see you. So bye-bye.
Be good. Be good.